Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG coming at you with a live testing video. On the right, we have Shane, not our Shane, but a different Shane playing Mystic Mine. On the left, I am testing PK. You know I'm a virtual player, but I'm just testing PK on the left. And we're going to go PK versus Mystic Mine in a nice testing video. This wasn't at locals, but this was just testing, getting ready for a large 3v3 that we're going into. And so let's dive on into it. Let's see what happens.
House of Cards
TCG.
And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 2,000 subs, and we want to hit there by the end of the month. So let's dive on in. It looks like I'm going to go first playing PK. I'm going to start with the Rite of Armesier. That's going to bring out the token, and that's going to go ahead and bring out the Fateful Adventure. And like I said, this was testing. This isn't actual locals. This is just testing for a 3v3. I will not be playing PK, but he wanted to test against PK playing mine, so here we are. So Faithful Adventure is going to activate when we normal summon Cloak. And again, I'm not the best PK player. I do understand how to play the deck, but I'm not the best PK player. Obviously, VW is my deck right now. I have not played it much with the Brave Engine, so this is my first time actually playing the deck with the Brave Engine. So I know I'm going up against Mystic Mine, but I'm trying to set up a realistic board for him because, again, this is testing. So I want him to be able to play up against something that he's realistically going to be facing. And that's the whole idea of testing and what we're trying to do with basically this testing, essentially. So we're going to go ahead and special summon out the Wielder here. And then we're going to take those, make a Cherubini. Cherubini's then going to go ahead and activate. And then we're going to go ahead and send, it looks like a Greaves. We're going to go ahead and activate the Greaves, maybe? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and activate the Greaves. That's probably going to bring out Torn Scales, yep. Then we're going to take those, and we're going to go for a Rusty. So it looks like my hand might have been right. Wielder, Torn Scales. I can't think of the other two, what it might have been. But so it looks like off Rusty, we're going to go ahead and send the Gloves. And that's probably going to set a Shade. I normally probably would set Fogblade here, realistically. But the problem is that I knew I was going up against Mystic Mine, so I just threw Shade down there. Again, I'm trying to figure out the end board here with the PK. And so I'm trying to play through it as if, realistically, but I'm not a PK player. But, it's still, PK is kind of insane. I'm not going to lie. I was playing it, and I was just like, wow, this deck just doesn't stop. You just keep going and keep going. So right there, we banish Cloak, add Boots. That's going to trigger Torn Scales, summon back. Then we go ahead and summon Boots. We bring out the Leviair. Leviair is going to activate, pitching the Torn Scales, bring back Cloak. Cloak effect activates, ups the Rusty's level or attack there. And then we just take those, and we're going to make a Anaconda and go into the Enforcer, because I think we did hard draw Scythe here. So Scythe, right, Torn Scales, Wielder, and I can't think of what my fifth might have been. Not 100% sure. So basically that's going to be our inboard. So we have the Enforcer that's going to be able to pop on a Mine. We have the Griffin that's an Omni Negate, and that's basically all we have up against the Mystic Mine board. So somehow we have to stop this. So we're going to go ahead and banish the Boots. Banish Boots, that's going to go ahead and grab that Fogblade. One thing I did notice, though, is that I need to do, and it actually doesn't really come up too often, is if I get to the Breaksword and use the Breaksword effect, if they activate Mine, and then I chain Fogblade, summon Breaksword, Mine resolves before you can actually activate Rusty's effect to then pop. So that's something to note when you're playing PK against Mine, is that it doesn't matter if you have Breaksword in the grave. So I guess it could come up against some of their cards, like some of their countdowns and stuff like that. But essentially, it doesn't really do much with the Breaksword because Mine's probably going to resolve. Unless they go Metaverse, right? If they activate Metaverse and then you chain Fogblade, bring out Breaksword, resolves, activates Mystic Mine, Chainlink 2 would be Rusty at that point then. So that would be maybe that's how that would resolve. All right, so we do see what looks like it'd be a Lava Golem in his hand. He's going to go ahead and activate Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality is going to reveal 3. That Oracle card is actually insane. It lets you look at the top 3 cards. We've been over this in a duel where I faced. So here I am again, this time playing PK, facing Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine is the deck that I just struggle against. I don't know why I struggle. Maybe it's all in my head, but we're going to see him go ahead and grab the Dark Bribe. Is that what it was? But I struggle against Mystic Mine. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, it could be all in my head. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But yeah, we're testing. Going to a 3v3 outside Baltimore, Maryland at Tables and Towers this weekend. We actually be on Sunday, February 20th, so you can catch us there. And we have a nice team. Our teammate is not the Mystic Mind player. He's actually on an opposing team, but he's a local to us. So then we figured we'd allow him, not allow him, but like let him come in and test with us a little bit. So then we prepared as well against Mystic Mind. So right here, basically what we're talking about is possibly playing Sphere Mode into the main. And the reason why we're talking about playing Sphere Mode in the main for the Mystic Mind player is because boards that people are putting up now have 3 monsters. They wasn't prior format where you only have 2 monsters to go up against. Now you definitely have 3. You usually have in on a token on the Griffin and then at least 1 others. So basically, like I said, we are testing. You can see his hand. He's got Lava Golem Metaverse. That's going to be combo for him. But then he could just basically Lava Golem out the Enforcer and the Griffin. I think that's what he's going to decide to do. So we're going to see a Dark Bribe come down. I guess we're just looking. We're not, obviously it doesn't come down, but we're just reading. So the Draco back actually does provide a little bit of a problem for the Mystic Mind players. So what I found out in game 1 was I actually don't want to discard my Draco back against the Mystic Mind player. You actually want to hold it for follow turn because they can usually find a way to get rid of it or something. Somehow, some way I don't know. I guess it's difficult. You just basically, I found that you want to hold the Draco back because if they out your token, then you lose the Draco back and you can't get it back. So you want to try to hold your Draco back for the following turn you activate it, then you can bounce the Mystic Mind. And if they have Field Barrier on the field, then the Field Barrier prevents them from activating another field spell. So if you can bounce or Cosmic the Mystic Mind while they have Field Barrier, then they cannot activate another Mystic Mind on you per Field Barrier. They have to get rid of Field Barrier first before they can do that. So it's actually some insane plays that you can do. So he's going to go ahead and Lava Golem out the token. This is what I'm saying. So the token in the Griffin, then I lose the Draco back, and now I can't get it. So that's why I found like going against the Mystic Mind player, you actually want to hold the Draco back if possible. So he's going to activate the Cauldron. The Cauldron then gains counters. We know how this works. And then I think it's after like 6 or 7 turns it basically burns you for game. So that's how the Cauldron works. He's just going to set a bunch of field spells. We know that the Enforcer's won. So basically here, I have a 1 in 4 shot of my Enforcer popping the Metaverse, and that's the only way I win this game. It's insane. I know. Big brain play here. So, Enforcer, 1 in 4 play. Here we go. And we don't hit it. We hit a Judgment. It's unfortunate. It really is. It really is unfortunate. And like, honestly, without Draco back and without Enforcer being able to activate his effect, because in draw phase, he's activating Metaverse. And that's going to go ahead and bring out mine. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if there's an out that PK plays. Like, Draco back is literally the only out. And that's why I'm saying I found out that it's just important just to hold your... And this was good testing for me if I play Mystic Mind Player this weekend. I know in my VW deck, because I do play the Brave Engine. All right, so I need to hold the Draco back and not pitch it off of anything. Hold on to it against the Mystic Mind player because now basically I can look to top deck a right. Right brings out token equip Draco back, bounce the Mystic Mind, boom, OTK at that point. So on top of it, Lava Golem is going to be burning me for 1,000. So we're going to go ahead and Foolish Burial. So here I was thinking about the Foolish, right? So I'm like, okay, Foolish the Enchantress. Enchantress gets me right. And again, I'm looking through a PK deck right now, so... But here's the thing, Enchantress activates, so you can't even search right. So basically that's it. Like, once he got the Mystic Mind out, that's just it. We're going to scoop. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move into game number 2. All right, so game 2, we were able to side in our red reboot. We're able to side in our Cosmics and go into it. And this is, again, a reminder. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Help us get to 2,000 subs by the end of the month. If you like to get this live audio content where I commentate over these duels, help you out, give you some insight on what I see, that's what we do, as well as profiles, market talk, how to beats, and all these different things. So... all right, we're going to go first, obviously, again. I thought about making him go second or go in first, but I was like, nah, because we're going to set up a different board this time. We're going to see you beat this one, right? So we're going to go with right. Basically, like, Sphere Mode is going to destroy us if he has it. If not, we win, and that's just basically what it comes down to. So we're activating the Faithful Adventurer here, and we're going to go ahead and E-Telly. E-Telly is going to go ahead and bring out one of our Psychics that triggers the Faithful Adventurer. That's going to go ahead and search out the Draco back. And again, this time our job is to not discard the Draco back. That's very important. And since we opened right, I want to get Enchantress to the grave to search right. So I have right and Draco back in my hand. That's Shane. He's just like IO. Yeah, we wish, right? So basically, I think for what I'm looking to do is set up a right and set up a Draco back in my hand for the following turn. So if he mines me, I can then activate the right, bring out token, Draco back, bounce. But it looks like we opened up Wielder, Tracker, or Wielder, E-Telly, and Right so far. So those are our 3 cards in hand. We go Chair, Beanie, and it looks like we have a Foolish, possibly, which is really good. Chair, Beanie is then going to go ahead and send the Cloak. Let's see what we have here. I think I'm trying to say, oh, we have Rhoda. Rhoda's really good. We grab Torn Scales. I think I'm trying to save the Foolish as discard fodder because again, I don't want, I want to use Foolish, but at the same time, like I'm trying to extend and see if I can get some other plays in my hand so I can use the Foolish to send the Enchantress. I think it's the correct play. So Rusty's going to go ahead and send the gloves, set the shade. And now what we could do is... grab Griffin. And we have to discard, unfortunately, here. So we discard the Foolish here. So completely missed on grabbing the Griffin because I was just thinking, I was like way ahead of myself, to be honest. But good thing I'm playing against Mystic Mind, and they don't play any hand traps. So that's fortunate. Now we're going to go ahead and banish Cloak. Cloak's going to bring out Torn Scales. Again, I'm not a PK player. I'm doing my best here, though. So we special summon out the Boots. I'm just trying to set up a spell board that stops spells. This time I'm going for the Breaksword play again because this was me testing it out just to see if how the Breaksword plays into this. And actually it did come up this game. I believe that Breaksword worked out. So Rusty's going to pop Breaksword. Breaksword is going to bring those 2 back out. Then those 2 make Anaconda. Then we activate the Anaconda effect because there's no sense in going Dagda. Literally there's no sense in going Dagda against the deck that plays Mystic Mine. Gloves is going to go ahead and send the Fogblade. And now that's set up our Breaksword Fogblade there. So that's a pop that we're going to be able to have ourselves. Here, I should have banished Boost, grabbed Fogblade, and I should have used that as discard fodder, so I still have the Foolish, and then the Foolish should have sent the Water Enchantress, and that would have set me up with a much better play. So that's the only thing that I would have changed from this play I would have thought about more, is a way to get the Enchantress, so then I could search right up front. But ending with a Fogblade and a... Draco back is not the end of the world. Enforcer, Breaksword is going to be able to pop, and a Griffin, Omni Negate. So it's not the end of the world. I am going to go ahead and activate Enforcer to pop the Anaconda. Just get that off the field. That's why I just don't have to deal with it. Worst case, I'll pop the Shade that I set, or Fogblade that I set. So that's essentially... Stay by. Enforcer's going to come back. Let's see what we have here against our Mystic Mind player. And he is going to be thinking... He's going to go ahead and activate Terraforming. So here, I thought about negating Terraforming. I had to really think about it. I'm like, okay, so if he grabs mine, I think I have plenty of outs to it right now. So there's no reason for me to actually negate Terraforming at this moment. Like, let's eliminate a mine from his deck versus negate Terraforming, and then he can still have a mine. So let's just eliminate a mine altogether because he only plays 3. So let's just try to work on 1. So I think right now he's trying to bait my negate, right? So he activates Oracle. Oracle's going to go ahead and search the top 3 of my deck. That card is so insane. So Oracle, what Oracle does is it looks at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then it puts them in any order that the opponent wants. But I think that you have to activate that at the beginning of the main phase. I could be wrong. So he may have had to activate that first. Not 100% sure. I have to look into that though. So that's something to note that he needs to know there. So Extravagance, I was basically letting him know that he... did I let this go through? There's no way. Oh, there's no way! There's no way I didn't catch that. Okay, so here, what happened is he activated extra. He didn't have an extra deck, but he banished 6. But Extravagance has to be activated at the beginning of main phase. That's what I was thinking. That was the misplay. How did I let that go through? That's insane. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and activate Enforcer. Enforcer's gonna pop mine. I mean, it's still fine, right? Okay, so here's the card. This card tributes itself, and then you get to activate and search a field spell. So here, this is where Breaksword came up. So he normal summons it. It's not a quick effect. So on the summon, what I could do is chain Fogblade. Fogblade can then go ahead and bring out the Breaksword, and then Breaksword can go ahead, or Brusty can go ahead and pop it. And that's how I was able to play around that one. So that was a little bit of a big brain there. But I can't believe I let that extravagance go through. I know better than that. I cannot believe that I let that go through. I'm so insane. Oh my gosh. But basically here he's, I think he's scooping. Did he scoop? He did scoop. Okay. So he scooped that. So actually, we did set up the board that beats Mystic Mine. It's all based on their hand. But let's move on into game number 3 and see if we can stop Mystic Mine once again. All right, moving on into game number 3. Again, one more time, make sure to like it, subscribe, and let me know if you like these live duel commentaries. I would appreciate the feedback on them, and any ways that I can improve, I definitely will. So give me any feedback that you possibly could. We do appreciate it. We do respond to most of our comments. So, PK, basically, I'm going to go first again. We have to, because we're going to go ahead and try to set up the same board because it worked once. But I think this time, I think he opens sphere mode. So water and chance, Foolish is going to go ahead and send the water. Water's going to go ahead and search right. Then we're going to go ahead and right, bring out the token. And then bring out the Faithful Adventure there. And then we're going to go ahead and probably normal summon, I would imagine, something. We don't. Not this time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate Faithful Adventure. That's going to search the Griffin. Let's see what we discard. We discard, would believe. We'll have to see what I banished here. We'll have to see what I discarded off for the Griffin. So now we're going to go ahead and normal summon and special summon. So we normal summon out the Cloak, special summon Boots, go for Cherubini. Cherubini effect is then going to go ahead and activate. It looks like it might have been another Cloak that we discarded. Or it could have been Torn Scales. So we'll see. I have Foolish, I think another Water Enchantress there. That's for follow-up. We do have a Cloak, so Cloak is going to go ahead and grab Greaves. Then we're going to trigger Torn. Torn's going to summon itself back out. Again, I probably botched this whole hand. And that's going to go ahead and trigger the Greaves. Then that's going to go ahead and special summon out the Greaves. And I'm thinking hard because I don't know. I should probably overlaid for Levier there. Yeah, I probably should have went Levier, brought back Cloak, then went that. But I guess it doesn't matter. Just my Torn Scales probably gets banished, but I think I have another one in hand, so it's fine. Rusty's going to go ahead and send the Gloves. Then that's going to go ahead and set the Fog Blade. Looking at my hand here. Looking at see what we can do. We still have plenty of plays. PK, I will say. I thought PK bricked. I mean, I kind of opened up combo 3 games in a row. I don't know if I went full combo because, again, I'm just trying to figure this whole deck out. But basically setting up the same board. We're going to go Breaksword. Breaksword's going to get popped. That's going to bring back out those two. Then those go into the Anaconda. And basically, like I said, it's the same board that we had prior before. Now, we just have to see if the Mystic Mind player can break the same board. So we have Griffin, Omni Negate, Enforcer Pop, Breaksword Engrave that we can summon back. And I think this is the game where I realized that the Breaksword is impactful, but not as impactful as I would hoped. So Enforcer effect's going to activate, pop Anaconda in itself, chain the Enforcer to summon itself back. So standby, main phase for our Mystic Mind player. And he drops the sphere mode. Like, what are we going to do? What do you do with that? There's nothing you could do. They sphere mode me. So I got sphere mode and Rusty. And like, he's going to go ahead and terraforming here. What do you think terraforming is going to search? What do y'all think it's going to search? It's going to search Mystic Mind. Of course it is. Now, sphere mode and Lava Golem. Like, what are you going to do? I mean, Lava Golem... I probably got an out. Did I search Draco back? I did not, I don't think. But I think he might even have an out to it. I don't know. So Duality. Duality then searches the Oracle. Oh, he searched Cauldron there. So Cauldron is the countdown. I'm wondering now why I don't have... I have an Enchantress. Why I don't have the Draco back. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to search it. I'm about to find out. I'm not 100% sure. So this is where we're talking about where I have Fogblade and Breaksword in the grave. So he activates Mystic Mind, and then I can chain Fogblade to bring out the Breaksword, but then Mystic Mind resolves, so then Rusty won't be able to trigger it and to pop it. So now he's got Wave Motion Cannon, he's got Cauldron, and he's got Oracle. I apologize for the glare, by the way. We're going to work on fixing that. This was testing, of course, so it wasn't at the shop. But... I'm surprised I don't have the Draco back here because I can get... Oh, I can't activate... That's why I can't activate monster effects, so I can't get the Water Enchantress to banish. That's what it is. Because I had to use the Water Enchantress on turn 1 Turn 1, I used Enchantress to search right rather than hard opening it. Now I don't have access. I had access to a right, but I wasn't able to use it last turn to have it in hand. And that was the difference in the game here. Because I do have Draco back in hand, but because I don't have access to a right, there's nothing I could do against this Mystic Mine. Like, it's actually unfortunate. At this point, like, you're on like a 5-turn clock with Cauldron and Wave Motion Cannon. And so he just keeps burning, and you just have to draw. And then he's going to activate Oracle as well. And the Oracle is going to activate. He's going to search to look at the top 3 of your deck. Like, he just shuffles it. It's actually insane. I think at some point we showed the cards. I think I had 2 Cosmics, but he activates Duality. Duality is going to reveal an Extravagance. He's going to search the Extravagance. I do catch this one. I know for facts I catch this one. So then he tries to activate Extravagance. And I said no. But so I show it. There were Cosmic. They were Cosmic. So I did have Cosmic. I scoop here. We're just like playing it out, but I basically scoop here, and yeah, it's all over for me. There's nothing I could do. I have like 3 turns left, and he's looking at the top 3 cards of my deck. And like I said, I did have 2 Cosmics. I think at one point he actually lets me grab a Cosmic, ironically. Those are the top cards, so you can see there's 2 Cosmics. So I was close. Oh, so here he activates Extravagance, and I'm like, no, it has to be in the start of your main phase because he already used Oracle to look at my hand. So then he's gonna go ahead and set 1. That's unfortunately a Judgment. I think do I have a Cosmic here? No, I don't think so. Draw. And then I have 1 more turn after this, and that's my last turn. Let's see. I think was that a right? I don't know if that's a right or not. I'm trying to figure it out. It was a right. And because it was a right, he actually lets me grab the Cosmic. But unfortunately, there's a card right next to the Extravagance between the Extravagance and the Oracle. And I just take a wild guess at what y'all think that is. So this is the last turn I have. This is it. Or this is game. So we're going to Cosmic, target Mystic Mine. And then guess what happens? Flips the Judgment. Boom, and that's GG's, baby. Mystic Mine takes it 2-1 against the PK Adventurer deck. Mystic Mine's tough. What are you going to do? So make sure you guys have your outs for it because that's a tough deck to beat. Or maybe it's just my kryptonite. Either way, I appreciate everybody for watching and sticking it in. And if you're still with us, and this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.
House of Cards
TCG.